Games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am starting off this streaming with a little bit of singing, and today is Sunday, and this is the final day of Now Play This. I am going to the show. I will just have a quick goodbye after my hello. Board games. Now Play This is what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful day, and I'm not gonna shout. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I am Bez, and it's 10 a.m. ish UK time. I say ish because I started like 10:02, but still a lot better than most other streams where they have like a 5 minute countdown or whatever. Anyway, so I'm walking along, and I just guess I want to share that it's been a fantastic weekend. If you want to check out a little bit more of the show, then check my stream from yesterday. That'll be number 596, I want to say. Um, yeah, I don't really have much of anything to say other than, yeah, there's no big conclusion. I'll just get started and talk about some recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights. Recent highlights, playing games and other delights. Recent highlights. So, yes, there's so much stuff going on. Yesterday, you saw me at Now Play This festival before it was open, wandering around, checking out everything, adding some sheets to my massively multiplayer asynchronous colouring in game. So what does that even mean? Just to, basically, there's a lot of people playing, and you don't need to all play at the same time, which I think is really interesting for a physical game. But you still feel a sort of connection with everyone else. Yeah. What else to say? I got there in time. I got myself showered. Today I printed off some new signs because there was still one person who didn't see the one rule. So I'm going to, and now I've got like just one sentence on one bit of paper that says, "You may colour in one section" on every sheet. And it says one section, literally in like 110 point font. So using the entire length of the paper because it's landscape orientation. Anyway, yeah, it was good. There was an artist party. There was had a couple of glasses of wine, which was lovely of them to offer. And yeah, just chatting to people, just and meeting people, Hua Young, Julian, Miranda, like just lovely people, and see, oh, that's who you are. Oh, so, and at a certain point, I did leave before the party was over. I just didn't have the energy, but I said goodbye to everyone, and it has been just such a wonderful week, like 10 days, I guess, 7, 8, 9, 9 days. It's been such a wonderful 9 days, and also the day before that, on Friday when I went to playtest, that was really good. Getting there, meeting everyone, doing the workshops, the creativity, the amount that everyone was just helping everyone, and so what have I done over the weekend? I guess, wordy connections. I've not played that as much as I would like. I was kind of hoping that I would get a chance to do it as an outside thing, that I would get to sort of, maybe run it again with a massive group of people. Because when I ran it with 30 people, it did have a very different flavour. Wordy connections, everyone's got a word, they just say one word, then they're chanting that word, trying to assemble sentences. When there's like 5 of you or 7 of you, it totally works. You stand in a circle, that's the way it ends up happening. And then you're kind of looking around and, just listening to other people. Hello, Rob. How are you? I am well. I hope you are also well. I am just walking through a street in London and talking about Now Play This and what I made there. I guess I might do another quick video in the afternoon if I get time. Although, yeah, we'll see. But it's just been so amazing to see everything, and some digital games, some board games, a couple of theatrical games, a couple of things that, well, I would say that half the things, lots of board game geek curmudgeons might not even call a game, but that's where the interesting space is. I mean, lots of people on Board Game Geek would not consider either of the things I made a game, but I am so proud of them. Like, Wordy Connections. Again, I talked to someone last night about massively multiplayer party games, because my Wordy Connections does work very nicely with 30 when there's this big soundscape and then you're going round and you're listening to everyone and you're exploring. And I was thinking maybe I could run something like that at UK Games Expo or Aircon, I don't know. And we were wondering if there's any other massively multiplayer party games, because, like, let's call them mega party games. So, do you know any party games that are, I guess, maybe 2 rooms and a boom? Except for that, what other party games are there that go to, like, 25, 50 people? Rob says, doing okay, just cooked some croissants with cheese and ham, baked them for breakfast. That sounds delicious. And yes, it is a good event. What is a game, asks Rob. Screw that and anyone who wants to make hard distinctions. Yeah, I mean, look, it's fine to say at the start of a formal essay, at the start of an academic essay, if you say, hey, this is what I'm talking about. But I like the way that Richard Garfield did it, right? Richard Garfield saying, hey, I want to talk about competitive games that you've got at least 2 teams, and then there's a winner or some sort of ranking. And let's call those ortho games, because I don't even want to define what is a game. That seems a bit presumptuous. And Richard Garfield doesn't think it's appropriate, so why does everyone else have the gall to say this is... Anyway, but my other thing, so Wordy Connections, the biggest... I've played it 5 times. I want to say generally the groups have been about 6, 7. I think I seize the power. I wander into that room occasionally, and the facilitators are showing that off. Everyone seems to be super loving it, which is lovely. And it's just delightful, and I'm really proud of what I managed to completely redesign over the past week, simplifying it. And I'm excited to speak to Rose and the folk from Inside the Box in a couple of weeks about that. And I think that my big success of the show is the massively multiplayer asynchronous colouring in game, because it only requires people to spend 30 seconds. But even though the instructions are literally, I want to say, like 5 sentences, you can colour in 1 sheet, you can use any pens on the floor, you can discuss with other people, And then that's all the rules. And then, so what's going on there is it's a colouring in sheet, but everyone's only allowed to do one little section. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to be left with all these artifacts that people have contributed to. And are they going to be chaotic, or are they going to work together? Anyway, and yes, Rob, 100% on what you say. Let me flash up your comment. Sorry, I'm not doing that as I'm walking around. Yeah, it's a little bit trickier on the mobile phone. But yeah, you know what? I will have a proper debrief tomorrow. But today I've printed off a few more sheets. I'm going to stick them up, and I'm excited to see what happens today. So without further ado, or with the amount of ado that I need to get to the scrolly bit. Oh, I never did. Brilliant thing, what's the little thing which is brilliant? Sunny times and water and canals are brilliant. They're beautiful. Anyway, question of the day. Here's a little question before you go on your way. What are the party games that you know that have the highest player counts? Except for my own wordy connections and Two Rooms and a Boom, I can't think of. I guess Wits and Wagers can go pretty high. Yeah, and anything where you can go into teams, that can kind of work. So I guess Yogi Stock Guru, but like that needs a bit of testing to really explore the highest player counts. But yeah, what are the party games that you know with the highest player counts? That's my question to you. That feels like something I want to do. And over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. So, is there anything you want to share? Anything you have to do? Anything that you want to do? I am going to, after this stream, stop walking, get on my bike, start cycling, get to Somerset House, do a bit of setup, and yeah, just enjoy the day. There's a little bit of, I need to send off a couple of videos. There's going to be a presentation at 3 o'clock, I want to say. And yeah, I'm just enjoying the day because I don't have to do anything, which is an amazing privilege. And this is fantastic. And I feel so privileged to be part of this festival. And I would definitely like to try to think of some awesome games to be part of it next year. Remember, the topic for next year at Now Play This is love, in case you want to also think of a game about love and then see if you can get it in. Rob says, loads of traditional party games scale as high as you like. It's just the published games that have won it. Hey, that's a really interesting point. Many traditional party games actually have teams, and the team sizes scale as much as you want. That's a good point. But there's something nice about the anarchy of everyone working as an individual. And I think that's the design space that I would like to explore, where people could take a role that's less in the foreground, but people could be an individual if they want, and it can scale up to at least, let's say, 30 individuals. Like, let's say 15 at an absolute minimum, but it should be able to be pushed a bit higher than that. Like, I'm just thinking, like, it would be cool if, like, there was a few to get, like, some party game night where we had, like, a convention, and then, like, we were just playing a whole bunch of games, but every game was played by everyone. Maybe that's a terrible idea, but it appeals to me. And yeah, I'm thinking about it for maybe my birthday 2023, I don't know, let's see. Or maybe I'll suggest some, mega party games for Bastion next year. Anyway, recap and wrap up before we finish up. So to recap and wrap up, let me change the banner. To recap and wrap up, I have massively enjoyed this weekend. The previous week has just been delightful. The connections made. I'm definitely going to try and stay in touch with so many of these people, and there's so many that I now consider friends that were actively making plans to meet up with again, to play games. There's people that we might play test with again, and there's been a lot of fleeting connections as well. A moment of, hey, would you like me to explain what's going on to you? And then I explain something and they colour in something, or me just watching from afar as other people play a game that I've made, and all being in the same space. That kind of, I don't like, it's a tenuous connection, but this physicality, actually being in the same space, is just fantastic, and it's been honestly so joyful. One of the past week, just creating together, having this opportunity to play test with like a game of 30 people. It's been one of the highlights of my life, to be honest. But yeah, if you want to check me out, I am, of course, stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez.com. You can buy my stuff. Whoops. Icicle fell over. Twitter, Instagram, all the places I am Stuff by Bez. And yeah, if you want to check out what the future streams are, tomorrow I am chatting to Dave Neal. Tuesday, I can't remember. Wednesday is my 600th show. And Thursday, I'll do a recap. And I'm planning to actually, even though I will do an extended show, and I've not sent out like the invites to all the UK-based people, so I imagine that for most UK-based people it'll be a bit tricky to get over, but we'll see. Anyway, share, spread the word, lots of love. I hope you have a wonderful day, and for now, I guess the only thing left to say is thanks Rob, thanks anyone else watching, thanks lurkers, and bye bye, bye bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye bye, bye bye. This is the end of the show. Bye bye, bye bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye.